One thing that has been established about Gautam Gambhir over the years is that, well, the man, he really believes in straight talk. And since the time he has become the Indian men's cricket team's head coach, well, the pattern has consistently continued because Gambhir is not known to mince his words. He believes in straight talk, and that's what he has once again done ahead of India's next test challenge that's going to start on October 16th against New Zealand, a 3-test series that begins at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. So here's a look at what Gautam Gambhir said in the first press conference ahead of India's Kiwi challenge. Well, Gambhir did not really mince words here when he was asked about the fact that how bowlers are going to be important heading into all the important test matches of the World Test Championship cycle as far as the Indian men's cricket team is concerned, and how India are really a batters obsessed nation. And that's what Gambhir, he did not really mince his words here, and he completely said that our batters obsessed attitude really needs to change. You cannot guarantee a win after scoring 1000 runs even in a test match. And in continuation of this quote, Gambhir said that bowlers need to take 20 wickets, and if they do, we will win 99% of the matches, including all the test matches that India is a part of, and obviously the main ICC mega events. Well, what Gautam Gambhir's quotes really remind us here are of what once the duo of Ravi Shastri and Virat Kohli said when India literally embarked on a new era in their test cricketing circuit, because that was the time when Ravi Shastri, he said very in a very passionate manner that we have to take the pitch out of consideration and the focus has to be on taking 20 wickets, and that's how India will become a dominant or an unbeatable test nation, keeping in mind the fact that there are still many contenders who are actually vying for that #1 spot in test cricket. And as far as Gautam Gambhir's quotes here go, well, I think he's echoing the similar sentiments in similar to what Ravi Shastri and Virat Kohli had said a few years back. And in a way, it does bode well for India, because under Gautam Gambhir, obviously, India have gotten off to a brilliant start, be it in white ball or red ball. If you look at the white ball, India defeated Sri Lanka in the T20 series. There was a slight blip when they did not really win the ODI series, but then you look at the series against Bangladesh, a 2-0 win coming out of nowhere in the second test when it was actually expected to be a draw. But then India, what they really made sure that they took those wickets, and at the end they were able to fetch a positive result out of the Kanpur test. And it was the bowlers once again who did the job. Now, Gambhir also had his say on the New Zealand test. Well, he said that we do not fear anyone. Another bold statement from the Indian men's cricket team head coach. New Zealand is going to be a completely different challenge. We respect every opposition. It's going to be a difficult 3-test series. Well, New Zealand, as far as their Asian record, their record in the Indian conditions go, well, they have just won, or 2 of their test matches in the last 30-40 years or so, and their last win in India in a test match came back in 1988. And if we look at New Zealand's recent form in the subcontinent conditions, well, they were blanked 2-0 by Sri Lanka just before their India tour. But despite the fact that New Zealand hasn't really been able to do well in the subcontinent conditions, Gambhir is not taking the New Zealand team lightly, and he wants his players to focus really well and make sure that they come out with a 3-0 result heading into the all-important Border Gavaskar Trophy. Now, moving on, India's approach, Gambhir really has had this thing to say that we want to become a team who can make 400 in a day and can even bat 2 days to draw a test. And that's the kind of adaptability that the Indian cricket team would be looking at. That's what Gambhir has expressed. And in continuation to this, Gambhir said, our main goal is to win, something once again echoing similar sentiments to what Virat Kohli had said when he had taken over as India's full-time test captain in 2015. But if a draw is really required, we have batters who can adapt. And that's an interesting comment here, because usually the Indian cricket team in the past few years also, they have literally gone for the win. They have route. The only difference between the Indian cricket team and the baseball approach by the England men's cricket team here is that the Indian team with that kind of an approach, whether it's Row ball or Gautam Gambhir ball, it's Gam ball, I think it's said on social media, India have went on to win more matches in comparison to England's approach there. That has actually been termed by a media person, which is actually baseball. But then with India, the good thing is that what Gambhir is really saying here is that even if a draw is required, they have players who can just hang in there at the crease and at the very same time make sure that they achieve the favorable result. Now moving to more about India's approach here, Gambhir said that we want people to be aggressive, no point in holding on to someone, and if you can get 400 to 500 runs in a day, why not? Well, this also takes me back to the comments that Rohit Sharma had made after India won that historic Kanpur test against Bangladesh, that after bundling Bangladesh out 240 odd, India, that's what even Rohit Sharma said, that we were ready to get bowled out for 140 or 150 in a bid to score fast, and that's basically the result oriented approach, and that's the kind of approach that usually the winning teams have or the teams have who want to hold to that number one spot in any of the format that they play. Well, moving to Virat Kohli, well, Gautam Gambhir said that Kohli's hunger has always been there. He will be hungry to get runs against New Zealand and in the BGT. Well, Kohli's test form has been pretty inconsistent of late. Well, since 2019, he hasn't really got those big hundreds, just a few of them. But he did show glimpses of his old self with that 100 against Australia in Ahmedabad in 2023. Then he did well with that 49 in the World Test Championship final in 2023. There was 100 against West Indies. Utility knocks in the South Africa series, which India managed to draw 1-1. Wasn't a part of the England series because he was due to personal reasons, and at the very same time, when now he has made a comeback for the Bangladesh series, did not really do well in the Chennai test, but then his 47 odd in the first innings of the Kanpur test did make sure that India grabbed a useful lead, which later went on to become important for India as they sealed an important win. So with Gambhir, with Kohli, Gambhir feels that it's just a matter of time before he gets back into form, because India would need his expertise and his form in the Border Gavaskar Trophy. And last but not the least, Gambhir had his say on why Kuldeep Yadav isn't a part of India's playing 11. Well, Kuldeep did not really did not play in the Bangladesh Test series and wasn't really a part of the T20I series against Bangladesh too. But Gambhir had his say that we do not leave anyone out. We only select the playing 11 who can do the job for us. We have got a lot of quality in the bowling department that's still to be utilized. So with Gambhir, the point is that Kuldeep Yadav will get his chance, but he'll have to wait for the right opportunity. And if I have to read in between the lines here, maybe the right opportunity could come in the Border Gavaskar Trophy, because you would know that Australia might be expecting a pace challenge from India, and the men in blue could somehow, they can maybe surprise the Australian batters by having a wrist spinner in their ranks. So that's about it as far as Gautam Gambhir's press conference goes. Very bold statements, very strong comments by Gambhir, not just for the fact that what the kind of India approach that the Indian team wants to have, but also him mentioning that we do not fear anyone, but at the very same time we want to stay humble. What are your thoughts about Gautam Gambhir's comments that were just presented here? You can let us know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today for all the exciting updates and analysis from the sporting world. Until then, on behalf of my producer Pawan, it's Siddharth Gulati saying goodbye.